Hello friends, it's Nomad Brad coming to you from my box truck, and today we are going to do a little van life maintenance. So when I took my van into the mechanic a couple weeks ago, he mentioned the starter was sounding a little bit funky, and to be honest, I haven't really heard a brand new starter in a long time. I've been driving old vans for 5 years now, and so they all sound a little bit rough to me, but he said it sounded a little bad and I should change it out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to replace the starter in this 2007 Ford E450 Econoline. Should be a pretty easy change out, and the part itself shouldn't cost me more than a couple $100s. And so what we're going to do, because I happen to be at the ranch and I have access to an extra vehicle, what I'm going to do is actually pull the old starter first and then take it down to O'Reilly's with me. So that way I can make sure to match it up right on the spot, because I'll tell you what, I can't even remember how many times I've went to the auto part store and I've told them the year, make, model of my car, and they give me the part and they say, this is the part for you, and then I get it home and it's not a match. In fact, when I just replaced my alternator a few months ago, I had the exact same problem. I pulled the alternator out, I was getting ready to put the new one in, and then I found out they were not a match. So we're going to avoid all that drama by pulling the old starter first, taking it into O'Reilly's and matching it up. The other benefit is when you buy an item like a starter or a alternator, they charge you a deposit. It's called a core charge. And so what that means is they'll charge you an amount like 40 or 50 bucks, and they want you to bring in your old dead part after you've replaced it. So if you pull the part and bring it in with you, then you don't have to pay the deposit because you're exchanging the old part for the new part right at the counter. So it's a little bit easier to do it that way. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change the starter. We're gonna do it today. We're gonna see if it sounds better, and hopefully when I'm all done, the van starts. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So here we are. I think the starter is actually more located on the passenger side. So I haven't changed a starter in a long time, many years, but it's easy to do. I think all I need is my socket set and maybe this adjustable wrench. That should take care of it. Okay, so that's the starter right here. This guy. So we just got to take off the power connectors up here. This bolt and this bolt, and then there'll be maybe 2 or 3 bolts in the back. This guy here, this guy back there, and it should just drop right down. Should be a pretty simple one. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what you're hoping for, oh Jesus, there's a huge ant pile here I'm laying in. Dang. Oh, that's Texas. I put my foot in a huge red ant pile. Now they're biting me. I am not a fan of the Texas ants, that's for sure. Jesus, they're all over my shoe. They're biting my hand. Savage. Everything in Texas is trying to kill you. Like all the bugs, all the little critters, everything is just like trying to eat you alive. It's definitely pretty wild down here. Ouch. 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 Pretty easy. Okay, so I took this guy off of here. Now I'm taking the ground off of this back one, like this. Okay, there it is. Take the ground out. Now we'll just leave that over here for now. Okay, then we got to take out this lower one here. All right, so I got these two screws off the front. I got the ground screw off, and then now there's a bolt up top. You can't see it. It's a 13mm deep socket, so I got that loose. Speaking about van life budgets, if you can do repairs like this on your own, simple stuff, a starter's pretty easy. Oil changes are obviously the most easy. Air filters, spark plugs, alternator, those are all repairs I've done myself. They're pretty simple. They're not easy, but they're simple. Like, you can figure it out. But if you can do this kind of work yourself, then it's even more affordable to do van life, because then you're not having to pay a mechanic, you know, $150 an hour to change these parts out. So just something else to think about when we're considering van life budget. I try to do as much as I can on my own. All right, that's the other one. This one came off the bottom. This one holds the ground in place. Let's see. Oh, it's still tight. That means there's another bolt. Oh, wait. Is it? Right here. Yep, I feel it. There's one more bolt on top. All right, friends. We're doing it. We got it. I got an extension. Just a standard like 10-inch extension for my 3/8. And this is the last bolt. The starter's already super loose, so I know that's all we needed. It's coming out real quick. That's not bad. This has been like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not that long, guys. You can do this at home. It's not hard. This is honestly easier than replacing the alternator. It's getting close. There we go. Whoa. There it is. Got it. Here is the starter off my 2007 Ford Econoline E450, and it has the Ford logo on it. It says FOMOCO, which stands for Ford Motor Company. So this is probably the original starter. This is probably the original starter on this vehicle. So that's pretty amazing it made it this far, but it's definitely sounding a little tired. So now we're gonna go down to O'Reilly's and we're gonna swap it out. Let's go. Let's go to O'Reilly's.
.com, ANGI.com. That's Angie. Let them do all the heavy lifting.
The Adam Carolla Show presents Dan Aykroyd's birthday cocktail.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
Going well, how are you?
Good. I'm hoping to get a new starter. It's from a 2007 Ford E450 Econoline 6.8 liter V10.
Okay.
One that is $189.99.
I have it upside down, okay.
All right, so I got the alternator. He gave me an option. They had the cheap one for $100, and then they had the better one for $170. I just don't like buying the cheapest stuff. I don't trust it. So I went with the more expensive one. The total with tax was $189, so almost $200. But a starter, that's something you replace like once. I mean, realistically, the starter that was in there was original, so it's from 2006, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4. It's 18 years old. And so, I mean, this starter will probably last longer than the vehicle. So I'm not worried about it. That's it. We're good. So now we're going to head back to the ranch and see if we can get this starter installed before it gets dark. Let's go. Man, look at that sunset. It's so beautiful, though. This is about the perfect time to be down in Central Texas. You can see the grass is all green, the sun is shining. It's like 75 degrees right now. Just a beautiful evening to be working on my van. Replacing the starter, I love it. All right, here we go. Here we go. So you can see I got the starter in place. I got this lower bolt snugged up. Now I'm working on this upper one, just getting it hand tight, and then I'll do the upper bolt, and then we'll come back and torque them all down and put on these connectors here. All right, so the new starter's in place. I tightened down all the bolts. I tightened down the ground, the positive. That looks good. Doesn't look like anything's gonna get... That's solid. Okay, let's go fire it up. That'll be the moment of truth. Will it work? Will it start? I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. Right here, here's the ant pile that I put my foot into earlier, and then they proceeded to attack me. That's one thing about Texas. Their ants are crazy. Crazy. All right, let's see how we do. Look at that, the sun's not quite down yet. Sun's not quite down yet. We beat it, but will it start? That is the question. Will it start? Let's find out. Hey, there it is. Man, I'll tell you what, you guys don't know what it sounded like before, but it definitely had a bit of a struggle when it would start, and then when it did, it was like, whew, it made some strange noises, but that thing sounds solid. I'm confident that starter sounds really good. So I'm happy about that. New alternator a few months ago, new starter today. We're just making all the repairs because I'm coming for you, Arizona, this winter. You can't keep me away. Nomad Brad, I'm gonna be there. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys there.